Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and today Microsoft has finally unveiled the pricing of their next generation suite of consoles. Now, I actually believe that the Xbox Series S might have been revealed yesterday. I'm not 100% sure because the days are all kind of like blending together for me, and I just don't tend to pay that much attention to Xbox announcements because, as you guys know, I've owned one Xbox console, at least you should know, and the reason I bought that Xbox console was because of Scalebound. Scalebound, Phil Spencer? Yes, I'm still salty about it, and I'm going to keep being salty about it. Never forget, Scalebound. Yeah, so basically, let's just say that my Xbox console didn't see a whole lot of use. But looking at the Xbox Series S, it actually seems to be a pretty decent proposition. I mean, naturally, the Series X is going to be the one that the people that are more hardcore into gaming and want the latest and greatest visuals and all that stuff, that's going to be the console that they want to get. But like when you pair up a console like the Xbox Series S, which as you can see, it is the discless version, this is going to be pretty much just a digital console. And I know that people have made a lot of jokes about the design of it and whatnot, and the little black thing there. I actually don't think it looks that bad. I actually think it looks good. But you know, the internet is going to meme the way that the internet always memes, so it is what it is. But I think that it is a pretty cool looking piece of hardware. Particularly if you take into consideration like the size, because I do have like an Xbox One X control here that I use to play on my PC. So when you take into consideration the size, that's a really small console, which is really cool. I like the sleek design of it. I like that it's small. And again, it's a good proposition for people that want to make use of the Xbox Game Pass, which is, you know, it's a very good thing for consumers and all that jazz. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, the Xbox Game Pass is just not for me because I don't like the idea of consuming video games the same way that I consume movie shows on Netflix. It's just not my thing, right? I like to stick to like a specific game for tons and tons of hours and, you know, like months on a world, stuff like that. And I'm just not interested in like, oh, I'm going to hop between these 200, 500, however many games there are on Game Pass right now. But make no mistake, the fact that I'm not interested in it does not mean that I can't recognize that it is a very good thing for consumers, particularly for people that don't have a lot of money to invest in gaming. Like, this is actually going to be a fantastic solution for them because they don't have to worry about building a PC from scratch. And I know that building a PC is easy, but you need to understand not everybody has the time or the disposition to, you know, sit at home and build a PC. Like, I myself have built multiple PCs. I even enjoy building PCs, but not everybody in the world is going to enjoy building PCs. Not to mention that in general, you're going to end up spending a whole lot more than 300 bones if you want to make a PC that is going to be capable of handling the same games that this console is probably going to be able to handle. I'm assuming that the hardware on this is going to be something similar to the Xbox Series X. No, not the Series X, the Xbox One X. The current Xbox One X that we have. The hardware is probably going to be just like slightly better than that. Maybe even not even that better, maybe just like more efficient. I don't know. But the hardware on this console, I would expect it to not be too beefy. This is going to be for people playing probably at like 1080p. And mostly games from the Game Pass because it is very much an economic solution to it. As a matter of fact, they're even offering for you to be able to finance this console by paying $24.99 a month, which again is very considerate of them, considering that right now we've just been through COVID and a lot of people are maybe not as financially stable as they would like. So this gives them a very affordable console when you think about, okay, and this also comes with Xbox All Access, which I don't know if this includes Game Pass or not. Not 100% sure on that. But either way, basically you get the console for 25 bones a month. Now, I think that you should have other priorities if you can't afford like a $300 console, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, you still need a little bit of escapism just to deal with the reality of the situation that you might be living right now. So I'm not going to judge people for financing a console or whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, COVID has hit a lot of people really hard. So I actually think that this is a really good deal to get people in on the next generation of of gaming. I mean, again, assuming that this console is capable of running pretty much all next-gen titles that are going to be hitting the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X. Like, Jesus, Microsoft, do you see how hard it is to keep tabs on this? The Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S. I can only imagine being a parent and buying a console for your kids this Christmas that happens to be an Xbox. You know, the kid's going to go to his father and be like, Dad, I want an Xbox One X. It's like, an Xbox One what? Xbox Series X. Okay, he goes to the store and he's like, I want the Xbox X. And he's like, the Xbox One X, like, sure, whatever. Or the Xbox Series S, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, that's going to happen to so many kids because the naming on this console is completely ridiculous. But, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, I still think that this is generally a good deal for someone that wants to take advantage of Game Pass. I really do. But again, I'm not that particular target audience. So now let's take a look at the Xbox Series X, the world's most powerful console. And interestingly enough, looking at the tower of the Series X, that I haven't really talked too much about this, it reminds me a little bit of a Mac Pro. Like, I don't know how many of you guys follow the Macs and stuff like that, but back in the day, back in the day, maybe even right now, I don't know what the current Mac Pro is. And to be honest, I don't care because Apple products, like back in the day, I used to like them, but now they're pretty much garbage. But anyway, back in the day, you used to have like a Mac Pro that was kind of similar, not square, it was round, but it was the same kind of like large, tall cube structure that they got going here, but it was round, like I said, and it had like a big hole in the middle for cooling and stuff. So that was interesting. But anyway, Series X, world's most powerful console, because it is I believe that they already revealed that in terms of specs, the Xbox Series X is going to be more powerful than the PlayStation 5. Is going to be retailing at $499. And this is basically Microsoft's way of saying, your move, Sony. They've been playing chicken for all these months, and now Microsoft is like, here's where it's at. Now it's your turn. Let's see what you guys got. So $500 is about how much I was expecting that these consoles were going to cost, because nobody wants to repeat the mistake of the PlayStation 3 and launch a console for $600, because that was bad. Now, what is Sony going to do? Now, I believe that Sony had actually planned on announcing something today, but we haven't heard anything from them. They could be delaying in order to, come up with a strategy to figure out what they're going to be doing in regards to the Xbox Series X, because maybe it was cheaper, maybe it's launching sooner than they're expecting, and they might be reevaluating all of their options right now. Or maybe not. Maybe they just haven't announced it because they haven't announced it, and maybe there will be another announcement later today. And maybe I'll be making another video soon talking about that. Who knows? But at this point in time, we got $499 for the Xbox Series X, and you can still take advantage of Game Pass with this one naturally, but this one's also going to have the disc so that you can, if you're someone like me and you kind of like having physical media, you can still have that. This one's going to be all in black. I don't know if there's like an all in black option for the Series S. I hope there is, because, I'm not a huge fan of white consoles. I like my devices to kind of be black because they just kind of mesh better with the rest of the stuff. I remember at one point I used to work in a company, and we had a bunch of iMacs, and the iMac is all white, and it's like, oh yeah, this is really pretty when it's new. When it starts getting old and dusty and you can see everything on it, it was atrocious. So I prefer my my devices in black personally. But yeah, it's going to be also coming out on November 10th. So this is going to give everybody that is interested in the Xbox lineup two options. You can go with the cheaper option, the $300 option of the Series S, or with the $500 option of the Series X. Now, me, you guys already know that I'm going to be buying a PlayStation, and it's like I've said, I'm not interested in consuming my video games the same way that I consume Netflix, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. And on top of it, I also already have like a huge PlayStation 4 library that I can just kind of like move forward into the PlayStation 5 because it's going to be compatible with most games. So I expect most of the games that I really enjoy on there to be able to just be played on the PlayStation 5. And it would make it a lot easier if I feel like playing like a PS4 game to not have to dredge out the PS4, because I haven't really played PlayStation 3 since the PS4 came out just because of the hassle that it is to connect the PS3. And there are things on PS3 that I would like to play from time to time, and I just don't play them. So it's a good thing that we do have backwards compatibility, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm sticking with Sony, is actually because I still have access, or I should have access, to most of my library from the PS4. And naturally, because they're also going to have cool exclusives, and I'll still be able to play whatever comes to the Xbox on my PC. Despite the fact that I only have a 2060, it should still be able to handle a lot of the stuff. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think about all of this? What do you guys think about the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S? Is it more expensive than you expected? Is it less expensive than you expected? What side are you on? Are you going to be buying an Xbox? Going to be buying a PlayStation 5? Or are you going to stick with your PC Master Race? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all very much for watching. As soon as we know more about this from the Sony camp, I'll be sure to report on that as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, like. If you did not enjoy it, dislike. Feedback is important. Subscribe if you usually enjoy my content. Hit the bell notification icon, the usual stuff that you're supposed to do on YouTube. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.